Hi, it's Jonah from The Art of Yearning. I am out here. I don't know if you can tell how badly it's snowing on the second day of spring in the town that I live in. And I'm here to talk to you today about the big things that I'm interested in is the question of home and finding places that we feel at home. I think that's what so many of us are looking for. And the question of whether you make a home where you find yourself or whether you pull up your roots and move elsewhere is a big and repeating question. I'm reading a book about it at the moment. I think it's called You Belong Here. Anyway, and she's just had another move, and she's looking at the problem of making herself feel at home where she finds herself because they've moved so many times. And so it's an interesting book. It's got advice on how to do that and how to build community around you. Oh, there's kids with snow shovels up there. I don't know if you can see them. I can't zoom in. Anyway, there's kids with snow shovels on the 21st of March. I've lived almost my entire life in places where the weather is actively hostile to human habitation. Around here, this is not unusual. We've had periods in April a couple of times where we had the school closed for almost the entire week. We have frost overnight on the night from the 30th of May to the 1st of June about half the time. Our peas are ready for eating around the middle of July. We garden, so this is an ongoing issue for us. And so I was thinking, I got up this morning and I was like, why do we live here? And some of my friends are going, why do we live here? And so I was thinking about the difference between being stuck somewhere and being unwilling to pay the costs of getting the roots pulled up. The reason I live here is that my husband has tenure. It's that simple. I live here because this is where the job is, and it is the job which supports us. And hello. And it would be an enormous amount of work to find something that allows him to still have a comparable quality of job. But the costs of living here are also non-zero. And so that's the thing I want. I hear a lot of people say, I can't because I'm stuck. I can't because I'm stuck. And what I want you to just think about, and this is like the whole tune-up, is are you stuck or are you unwilling to pay the costs of getting unstuck? And I don't have an answer. I want to be really clear. I'm not saying you're not really stuck. Because sometimes, the costs can be prohibitive. The costs of getting out of a situation can be prohibitive. And it feels a lot like being genuinely stuck. But there's a sliding scale, I guess, of reality between stuckness and just plain having the resources and not willing to make the changes that you could be making. So, I am kind of finding it unpleasant, but there's some really pretty, can you see the ice there? Isn't that beautiful? The ice. So, since I am going to decide that I am not stuck, I am choosing to be here. The other little tweak I've got for today is I'm going to find some pleasure in it, find the beauty in the ice, the amusement in being out in a snowstorm on the 21st of March, and I will continue to contemplate these questions. If you have anything to say about stuckness, not stuckness, choices, and finding the pleasure in the situation you find yourself in, just pop it in down below. I am Shona Lee at The Art of Yearning, and that is your Tuesday tune-up.